All right. Looks like we are live. Let me go over here and see if the chat is working on my side. Started early, so we're going to see how that goes. See if anybody jumps on and joins. All right, but kick it off like we normally kick off. Do the preview. Even though there's no race today, we'll go through it. So you can set your fantasy lineups and DraftKings or whatever you're messing with. In the last 6 races, of which there's only been 4. So Kyle Larson in 2 races out of the last 4 has led 282 laps with 2 top 20s, 2 top 10s, 1 top 5, no wins, but he's got the best average finish at 4.0. Second best average finish is going to be Kevin Harvick with 1 win, 2 top 10s, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 220 led, average start of 10th. Best finish first, worst finish is 9th. For Kyle Larson, his best finish is 2nd, worst finish is 6th. So there are your leaders there. Jimmy Johnson, who's not running in this race, has an average finish of 5.0. Alex Bowman next on the list, also not running this race. But the reason I mention these two is they both drive the 48. So this might be a good time to insert Josh Berry in there because he finished 2nd in the Xfinity Series race. So he knows how to get around this place. So the 48 car might be a good plug-in, especially for fantasy, for one of those guys, maybe in the lower tier. Martin Truex Jr. is going to be next on the list at number 5, but really number 3 due to the other 2 drivers not being in this one. Average finish at 8.8. He has 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, 4 top 20s. Then it's going to be Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain is going to be your, 4th. He's going to be your 4th best pick here as far as average finish with a 9.0. Then you're going to skip Clint Boyer. Here, Justin Haley. Here's a good streamer if you want to take Justin Haley. He's finished 11th in his 1 race at Dover. Then Cole Custer not in there. Denny Hamlin is next on the list. Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Chris Buescher are probably going to round out your top 10. I don't know how many because we've had to skip so many drivers that aren't in here with their average finish. So let's go to previous winners because that's another one I always like to look at. Your previous winners are going to be Kevin Harvick, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott. So never sleep on them. And then, of course, you want to go to laps led, 282 for Larson, 223 for Harvick. So it's looking like Larson and Harvick there as far as that goes. Don't sleep on Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin with 184 average finish at 12th. Martin Truex Jr., don't sleep on him either. So it's looking very Joe Gibbs, Hendrick-like here at Dover. But it's one of those tracks where it eats a lot of cars. Kyle Busch is another one I would take on a streamer. Historically, RCR is not good here, but they haven't had Kyle Busch, who is good here. Neither Tyler Reddick nor Austin Dillon are good at this track, so we'll find out what kind of equipment RCR has for Dover Downs, Delaware. Kyle Busch has 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, 3 top 20s, and 106 laps led. Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott, the only 2 drivers at 100 apiece in the hundreds of laps led. All right, so there's your preview. Set your lineups, get them right. And let's jump into the chat here. Sorry. Long night last night at Orange County. They tore the fence down. It was a full season of Orange County drama in one race. One wise guy saying, hear you loud and clear. Appreciate it, wise guy. What's up? T-Van, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good. Thanks for doing this one. Was getting bored with nothing to do. I had nothing going on. It's been raining here too. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining pretty heavy outside. I'm surprised I've actually got a signal because my internet is, of course, not great. Bumblebee saying, I'm here. Don't want to be, though. Her cat passed away this morning. She had been with us for 14 years. Hope everyone's doing okay. I hate that. 14 years is a good run. I know because it was your cat. It had a good life. So we'll miss old Shell. Hope she's doing good in the next world as well. And hopefully it's not as bad as it can be. So wishing the best for the Bumblebee gang over there. Always stinks to lose a pet. Robin Marks, howdy from the home of poutine, beavers, and hockey. And Santa, rain here in Canada too. Howdy, y'all. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? T-Van also saying, sorry to Bumblebee. T-Van saying, I lost my dog about a month ago. Yeah, that's the worst. Jamie Schweitzer says, I just joined in rain. Yeah, for sure. Delayed till 10 a.m. on Monday. So, yeah, depending on your time zone, I think it's 12. I think it's 12 o'clock is when it's going to roll off in my time zone. But I'm not sure. But, yeah, definitely going to be a Monday race. So that'll give everybody that's got a Monday off, that gives you something to watch on the TV. For those who don't have Monday off, you got to find somewhere to sneak at work and watch the race there. Unless you got a really cool boss, I'll let you watch it there anyway. Let's see. And Bumblebee says, nothing you want to deal with. That's for sure. One wise guy says, talk about what happened at Orange County. So we had the Carolina Pro Pro Tour and late models. Good car count. Like, you couldn't even move on the infield. There were so many cars. There were two like medical emergencies that cut our race short. We ended up either third or fifth. We're protesting because the last lap was brought out by caution. If you're involved in the caution, you should go to the back. So the third and fourth place cars were involved in the caution. They should go to the back. So we should have third place. But on the scoreboard, we were in fifth, and only half of the race was run. I felt good about our car. Lee Godbold was who I was working for in the Charger class over there. So hopefully we get those third place points and get that third place money payout as well. But it just depends on how they score it. Because it's the last lap, I guess they could make the argument that, maybe they'll just score it on the last lap. But I think if the caution came out, then the two guys should go to the back. So I'm thinking we got third. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Not that they care about what I think anyway. But there was one race after us, and that was the Mod 4s, and somebody went 3 wide. They threw it in there, they slid up, and they pushed the other 2 cars all the way to the wall and knocked the fence off. Hopefully everybody is okay, because there were fans sitting over there. The car didn't go all the way through, but he tried to go all the way through the fence, but was retained. So 2 cars completely annihilated because one guy threw a Hail Mary on the first lap, basically. That was bad, super bad. If you go to my Twitter, there is a video of it. I've got a video of us driving by as we're leaving, where the fence got tore up. So you can't see that. It's somewhere. You might have to go to the replies. I was replying to somebody, but yeah, it's on there. That was pretty much OCS last night. I had to wait pretty much a really long time to get to our race because we were close to last. So I was able to climb up in the stands and watch the late model race. Late model race was really good, fun event. So good racing as always. The facilities, as always, need work. So I don't know if I would recommend you go there, but the racing is good. I'll say that about the track. Okay, can you leave us hanging like that, BB? Why was the fence torn down? I live in Massachusetts, says Stephen D'Amelio. Yeah, I just tackled that one. Sorry about that. I got to say, it's so cool to see Ryan Truex finally win his race. Yeah, so that was cool. It kind of feels like a lifetime achievement award for Ryan Truex, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, he's just been so close. He's finished second so many times. He's not. I can't remember the last time he was a full-time driver, if he ever was a full-time driver. But he's always gotten really close, and it just feels like, finally this guy breaks through and gets a win. So good win for him. Obviously, I didn't get to see it because I didn't have great reception down there, but good for him. And somebody tweeted out he was the same age Martin Truex Jr. was when he won his first Cup race. So maybe the Truex gang are just late bloomers, a la Sterling Marlin and guys like that. So hopefully he'll be all right. I'm waiting for the rain to end to make sure the awning on the car, I threw it on the roof and tightened the bolts. Partly rain soaked me in mud all over my clothing. I washed it. It was great. And then the rain started by the morning, says Gator Red. Yeah. It's always an issue when you're trying to work on something and the rain comes out. I hate that for you, buddy. Stupid roofer, what's going on, man? Mark 63 says, take an Xfinity car at 100 horsepower or so, and you would have a good Cup car. I think so too. I'm not opposed to that. I think that's a pretty good idea. They tried it one time and it seemed to work pretty good. T-Van, congratulations to Ryan Truex finally getting that first win. I've been a fan since he started. Yeah, I think it was a really popular win. I think him being Martin Truex Jr.'s brother or whatever also helps him with that. But just the fact that he's been doing it so long, and man, when he got out of that car, he's got a mane of hair on him, doesn't he? He's got some serious hair going on for sure. I like the look. Uncle Bone says, Bumblebee, prayers, keep the good memories for your kitty. Says Uncle Bones. Jamie Schwarzer says, I just hit the like button. Everyone, please do the same. My voice is struggling a little bit because I was yelling over cars yesterday. So I'm doing the best I can here. But sorry for all the. There'll be a lot of water drinking and probably a lot of throat clearing because it's in bad shape today, ladies and gentlemen. Leon's Automotive, hey BB, Wizard from Tucson, Arizona, had money down on Truex yesterday. Man, I'm sitting on a fat wallet today. I had Jeb last week too, rolling solid on the sports books. Hey man, you're doing good. I like your long shots there. I feel like Josh Berry is a pretty good long shot here for the Cup race, but I don't know. I probably need to be asking you because you've hit the last two. He's on a heater, ladies and gentlemen. Speedway Anywhere says, "I wonder when and if the I wonder when and if a report will be released on the Larson car. I've been curious if the car had been repaired from a wreck. Bob Pockris has been keeping up with that, and he said that they're not finished investigating it yet. So he said probably if they release anything, it would be next Tuesday or Wednesday. So I would look for it to be then. Mark Barnum saying, "What's up, gang?" Bumblebee saying, "What's up to Mark?" Joey for the win says, "So what do all the drivers do on delays? Get hotels or something?" Most of them have motorhomes that they just sit there and wait it out in their motorhomes. The most of the crew members, I would assume, would have hotels, so you would have to extend the hotel one day. There's one person that most cup for the really big teams. There's one person in charge of logistics, so that person would most likely take care of all that stuff. Getting a hotel room on a Monday is not super hard, 9 times out of 10. So, so hopefully, man. So hopefully they get that handled. So yes, it's more important for the crew members because they're usually the people staying at hotels. Drivers usually have motorhomes. So do the owners. I'm trying to think who else. Our reporters would probably be hotel bound, so that I would imagine all the reporters are in hotels. But yeah, drivers 9 times out of 10 have a motor coach. Let's see here. Joey for the win. So what do they do during rain delays? Mostly eat snacks and play video games. What do all the drivers do on delays? Get hotels? Some Ryan. I got Ryan's got sexier hair than most women, says Bumblebee. LOL. Yeah, he's got a healthy, full head of hair. There's no doubt about that. Truex hair looks like Samson at work, says Mark63. Yeah, no doubt about it. He needs some type of shampoo needs to jump in on him and sponsor him like for the rest of his career. Joshua Jenkins, what's up, BB? Who was it? Like Head and Shoulders with Troy Polamalu for the Steelers back in the day. So maybe Head and Shoulders jumps in on that. Joshua Jenkins, what's up, man? Leon's Automotive, as a man, it's heartbreaking to see. I ain't got the Mufasa Kingdom Realm that Truex has, but there's Simba in the shoulder blades on my main. LOL, says Leon's. Yeah, I don't have the what's that called? Volume when it sticks up like that. I don't think too many people have the volume that old Ryan Truex has. So good on him. Good head of hair. Good mane of hair on the man. Mark Barnum, maybe Truex can afford a haircut after the win, says Mark Barnum. Yeah, so for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Some people absolutely don't like long hair, so there's definitely a lot of people that want him to trim it. A lot of people want me to trim mine too, but we'll see about that. Leon's Automotive, Josh Berry is a must take today. The books have him 20th, 25th place. Oh my God! Oh yeah, they're gonna lose. I expect all Hendrick cars top 7, Berry top 3. Huge odds to hit if he does. Yeah, so if you can get a top 5 or a top 3 with Berry, I'll take that all day. I don't even care what it's laying down. It just feels like a really safe bet. Stephen Emilio Jr. says, you going to the All-Star race? I got mine through a tour package. If I go to the All-Star race, it'll just be for the late model race, and it'll be because I'm working on a race car. So I'll be in the pits if I go. But that would be probably the only race that I'll be going to. But if something changes, I'll let you guys know. But right now, it's looking bleak. Other than the late model race, Leon's Automotive, y'all are around here looking to the books before lights out. Peak at Berry, amazing odds for the car he's in. Xfinity, he's averaged 1.6 in 3 starts. Fits his style. Dover relates to late model racing, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm with you on that one for sure. I really expect Josh Berry to get probably a top 5. Sans being in a wreck or something crazy happening. He is starting pretty far back, so there is a chance he can get into a wreck. Let's see. T-Van says, as a bald man, I'm jealous of Ryan. LOL, says T-Van. So there you go. I understand where you're coming from. Mark63, I'm glad I haven't bought any Lionel Diecast. The 164 are terrible. A better company is needed. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like that. So that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but a lot of people are really unhappy with NASCAR's Diecast partner, and that's Lionel. They're unhappy with the price because there's nobody competing with them. They're unhappy with the quality for the price. And a lot of the race win cars, I've heard a lot of people complain about the race win cars are not up to spec. They don't look exactly like the race win car and things like that. Tan Dog 58, put this race somewhere else on the calendar. NASCAR, please. Yeah, it does seem to always rain for this race. This one, Martinsville and Bristol. I feel like they always get some rain on these days. Joshua Jenkins, Ryan's hair is good. I can't say the same about Gregson. LOL. So, oh yeah. So Noah Gregson has the old the old Christian Laettner bowl cut, the old Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber bowl cut. And he better not grow a short mustache because there was another guy that had a very similar haircut like that as well. Not going to mention that one, but yeah, he's got an interesting haircut. It's definitely high fashion, and it's not necessarily considered to be, I guess, good fashion by most. But Noah Gregson always keeping it interesting with the wild haircut there. Riding with Wheels says, "What's up, man? It's like tonight getting to watch Reason. I should get tired to get rain, especially in Dover." Yeah, pretty much Dover. You can always mark it down. It's going to have some type of weather situation. I don't know if they even need lights because every time they get weather, it's like it always gets rained out. So I don't know. Dover, it always rains. It feels like at least one time at Dover. So I'm with you. Stephen Emilio says, well, hopefully we can meet. I'm trying to get tickets for those events also, buddy. Yeah, so I'll if I'm there for the late model race, I'll let everybody know. I'll be working for Tate Fogelman most likely. In that one. So I'll definitely let everybody know. And if they're running the pros, I'll be over there with Justin Whitaker as well. So I'll be hopping. It'll be the same trailer, though. Great big Petty Motorsports trailer. It's blue. That's normally where I'm at for those events. So the Cars Tour at Ace, I'll be at that one because I'll be helping them out Friday. So that's where I'll be this Friday. Riding with Wheels, rain delays always suck. Glad you're putting something to keep us entertained. Rain, go away, says Riding with Wheels. Yeah, I'm here for you, man. Like I figured I'd do one. Thank God. Like I won't lie to you. If the race had started at its normal time, like 1 o'clock or whatever, I would not have woken up in time to get this the preview going. I was in bad shape. It was a really long day yesterday. It seems we have been rained out over and over more times than I can even remember. I said I can remember at Dover has a lot of rain days. Yeah, it's one of those tracks that they might need to move the date to a place that doesn't have as much rain during this time of the season. So it's something they might look at in the future. IndyCar race at the top of the hour, says Mark Barnum. So there you go. We got some IndyCar racing to watch. That'll be fun. More like Mo from the Three Stooges. Mo from the Three Stooges as well. Same exact haircut, no doubt about it. I guess it was popular in the 30s, maybe. Leon's Automotive. I haven't checked the maps. How's the radar looking for a clean start today at the Monster Mile, says Leon's Automotive. Looks like it could possibly get rained out, Leon. I think they're probably going to call it before it gets going good. Robert Marks, I agree. Reschedule in the Northeast. April showers bring May flowers. Yeah, Northeast is just it's a tough sell this time of year because they just so much rain. So is the South, though, to be honest. Southeast at least. I can't grow long hair. I would have a Kentucky waterfall look, says Mark 63. Hey, it's nothing wrong with a good Kentucky waterfall. A party in the business in the front, party in the back. Do you think Noah Gregson can win tomorrow? Possibly. He's starting dead last. I don't know what kind of speed they got as far as practice or anything like that goes. But everybody that I've talked to says they look like they're way off this year. The transformation of Jimmy Johnson being owner has sort of put him back. So this is probably just going to be a throwaway year for Legacy, is what I've been told. Benjamin Lewis, I got my money on Ryan Priest and Josh Berry. Hey, so there you go. I like the Josh. I like the Josh Berry pick. Ryan Priest, I don't know exactly what his numbers are. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Ryan Priest, average in 4 races, an average finish of 23.5. He does have one top 20, no laps led. His best finish has been 18th. His low finish is 26th. Of course, that doesn't matter. That was for other cars, but it is kind of like a home track to him. So might not be bad. But I do like the Josh Berry pick. Ian Fisher, NASCAR needs Noah to be successful. He's superstar material. And I just realized I didn't make my pick. I'm going with Kyle Larson for the win here, or Martin Truex Jr. or Kevin Harvick. Those will be your ones by the numbers, but I'm going with Kyle Larson. Wild card, not really a wild card, but I'm going with Kyle Busch. Let's see. Gregson, looking like Doofus Rick from Rick and Morty, says Bumblebee. Riding with wheels. Last time I bought a diecast, it was a Kyle Busch championship winning car, M&M's. It was supposed to be autographed. It was not. Very, very disappointing. Oh, that's really irritating. Man, I would have raised Cain with them. That's a bunch of bull jive, in my opinion. William Wagman says, Bologna Burger, good afternoon on this great rain out day. Real question, are you going to get a haircut like Noah Gragson? Thank you. I'll make a deal with you. No, I will not be ever. I don't care what you. That's a terrible haircut. I used to have a Christian Leitner bowl cut back in the day, but it didn't look quite as bad as Noah Gregson's. Let's see. BB, do you only race in the South with all you do? So far, I think the farthest out west we made it was somewhere in Tennessee, maybe Kingsport, Tennessee. Probably was the furthest out west we've raced. The electric, well, I'll take that back. The electric car, I guess Midwest, we raced at Indianapolis with the electric car way back in the day, but that was before I was doing late model stuff. Speedway Anywhere, my hometowner, Luke Finhouse, took third in the ARCA East race at Dover yesterday. He's happy dancing, I bet. Any bets that alcohol was involved with the Noah haircut, says Joseph Wooten. He was stone cold sober. He just threw it up. He threw up a poll on the Twitters, and he said Kentucky Waterfall. Oh, no, he said mullet or bowl cut, and apparently bowl cut won, so he got the bowl cut. He was goofing off with a team member. Leon's Automotive. If y'all can pitch in, I'm tore up a match book in the sports book. Ty Gibbs versus Ryan Preece. Gibbs is favorite over Preece. Most likely the faster car, but Preece has a hot hand. He raced the next gen last year. I'm gonna tell you the truth. In that particular deal, I would go with Ty Gibbs. I just think he's going to have the better equipment. If you look at the overall deal here, you see mostly Hendrick and actually sometimes they put it down here for the teams, best teams. Nope, they don't have it on this one. But if you look overall at the best there, it's always going to be Hendrick and JGR. So me personally, I would go with JGR. But you can look at whatever numbers you would like to. But I think he's going to have the better car, and I think he raced enough next gen last year that it'll be okay. So I would definitely go with Ty Gibbs on that one. Sitting here at the light at Bally's and the skies opened up again, says Jay Campbell. Yeah, it's sort of been off and on with this one as well. Let's see. Denny has the most wins when they're held on Mondays. Hey, so Denny Hamlin's good here. So there you go. If you got that statistic and you want to go with that particular statistic, Denny Hamlin's really good here. He's definitely in the top 5 as far as this goes. So if you want to take that one, Denny Hamlin wouldn't be a bad pick here. BB, do you have a heart like a truck today? Says Corn-Fed Covers with the super chat. Appreciate it, man. No, I do not have a heart like a truck. And thank God I don't have to see that commercial until tomorrow. And I think I'm going to have to be streaming it tomorrow. So I'm going to have to find out how to stream it, the best way to stream it there. Jamie Schweitzer says, my wild card prediction is win at Dover is bad for Bad Brad. Yeah, I could see RFK being good there. Both of the drivers have good finishes there, and now that the car they have, I guess, found a way to make their cars faster. I wouldn't count them out at all. OJ and Toothpaste says Legacy Motor Club is a bad name. If you're going to be running at the back of the pack most every race, LOL. So I think it's just a bad name. Period. Petty GMS was so much better. They could have just kept the Petty in there just to honor him, and then just do. I don't know. I was always a big fan of Petty Johnson. Because it would be funny. Has Jimmy Johnson released his next scheduled race? I don't know. I can't remember if he released the schedule or not. I think he said he's going to race 6 races, but I don't know. I don't know if he ever released a full schedule. Damn, I'm going to have to look up Noah Gregson's hair. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, you're in for a treat, buddy. It is a real treat. Joshua Jenkins, rumors are swirling. Josh Perry to Cup next year. My guess is the 4 car. The two strong ones that I've seen the most are the 4 car and the 21 car. So a lot of people want him to stay in the Chevrolet camp. But so far, as far as all of us armchair experts, we're going with 21 or the 4 car. Or maybe the 10 car, just depending. Mark Barnum says, anyone needs a diecast sign, send it to me. I can sign it for you, LOL, says Mark Barnum. So there you go. He provides that service free of charge, minus the postage. Riding with wheels, I give anything to have Ryan's hair. I went bald at 20. All I can do is grow hair in the back and on the sides, and look like somebody who gives out free candy in vans. It's sad. So I shave it. You save on shampoo though. Says riding with wheels. Yeah, but you make up for it in sunscreen if you don't want to wear a hat. I understand, man. You could rock the skullet though. You could get the skullet going. That is always an option. Just grow it. It would be a serious commitment, but it would have to be it would be pretty good. Hulk Hogan, the most famous skullet wearer. Boris said still owns the most famous hair in NASCAR. Says Mark 63. I agree with you there, but I feel like he could push. He could possibly push Boris said if he continues to win races, because he's got quite the mane of hair on his head. Said head forever, says T Van. Yeah, it was really cool back in the day when they sold those wigs. Cody Anderson, man, welcome to the gang. Welcome. He's a member. Let's see. Is NASCAR going to rework the right side of the cars after that nice crash at Talladega? I don't know. So that's the thing I want to see. After all that comes back, it'll probably take 6 months to a year for them to make the adjustment, but it'll be really cool to see if they actually do it, because I feel like safety is always something they talk about, but I want to see if they actually follow through with it when they get that full report as to what exactly happened. Bumblebee says, I got a heart like a Toyota. So there you go. Old Laney Peaches Wilson there with heart like a Toyota next. And she's getting clowned a lot because she's got a Ford in her music video for that song. So I'm still not watching because of penalty calls, says Mark Langren. I understand, buddy. I got a heart like a Yugo. Hey, there you go. Now there's a song. I could get behind that one, Bumblebee. Heart like a Yugo. That's where it's at. Petty Johnson, it works sometimes. Petty Johnson, GMS. That would be good too. I like that one, Jamie Spicer. I wish that's what they had done. I got a heart like because then it would be PJG. PJG. Look at that. It would trip everybody up that had to say it multiple times. I got a heart like an El Camino. Cody Anderson. Yeah, the old El Camino. That's where it's at. I like those old El Caminos. Ford had the what was Ford's? The Ranchero, and then I think in Australia it was the Ford Falcon. Leon's Automotive, LOL. No idea. The commercial jokes. Living in an RV. I stream the races on MRN and simulcast with the onboards from NASCAR. Awesome commentary, and I watch. So MRN does a great job with it. It's a Dodge truck commercial that they play over and over again. Heart Like a Truck by Laney Peaches Wilson. And it's not necessarily the worst song I've ever heard. It's not a good song either, but they really wear it out because it's just the same one part of the song, and you keep hearing it over and over and over again because they play it, it seems like, at every commercial break. Riding Wheel says, I still think there was some amount of alcohol involved in the Noah Gragson haircut deal. It could be. It might have been the night before. They had one too many cold pops, and the bet was wagered. Nice on El Camino, says Mark Langren. Cody Anderson with the W, says Bumblebee. Mark Langren with the thumbs up. OJ and Toothpaste. Trackhouse should try and get Marcus Ambrose in the 91 at Watkins Glen this year. And Cody Anderson saying Meme Bird. So that's right. For sure, man. Trackhouse should try and get Marcus Ambrose in there. I don't know if Marcus Ambrose wants to race anymore. That would be my one thing. I think he's been helping his son, and I think that's what he's sort of been focusing on, as far as I know. Leon's Automotive, speaking on a media deal, F1 TV is awesome. The access is insane, and you can tune in at any time, live or stream when ready. I hope NASCAR goes this route with TV deal in the future. I think the streaming deal eventually is going to take over. A lot of people don't want to believe that now because, well, I mean, it's just different. People are still watching cable and regular TV. But I think eventually the streaming stuff is going to take over. Netflix, look at what Netflix has done to the movie market, things like that. So I think eventually the streaming deal will be at least equal to the TV deal. But yeah, I'm with you. They need to focus on the streaming deal and make sure they do it the right way. OJ and Toothpaste says, BB, did Noah's new hair give you inspiration for you to try it as well? I am not going to try it. There's no amount of betting that I'm going to go back to that look. If I did a bowl cut, I would go more like the classic traditional Christian Laettner bowl cut, the man who started it all with the current round of bowl cuts. But I'm going to stay away from it. I've done it one time in my life. I've done my service to the young male community wearing the bowl cut. It is now for the 20 and under crowd for them to rock it, or I guess I should say the 30 and under crowd. It's their turn to rock it. I've done a mullet before too, so I'm not necessarily thinking about bringing the mullet back. I've done a mohawk before too, so I've done all the young guys' stupid haircuts. No need to revisit them. Robin Marks, the Larson crash proves the cars are too rigid. It pierced the roll cage. Junior went on about front ends being not able to crumble and disintegrate. I agree. They tried to fix a problem, and they did fix a problem, but they created another one, and that's the issue. You never fix everything. So some stuff you got to live with. You got to decide: do you want crumple zones, which seem to make more sense for driver safety, or do you want to save the car to save money? I would lean towards driver safety and crumple zones myself, but I'm not NASCAR. NASCAR has to make that decision. I missed the Narwhals commercial. Says Speedway Anywhere. That was a pretty good one. Narwhals was an epic thing back in the day. Mark 63. I only have one signed diecast. 1998 124 Racing Champions Tabasco Pontiac number 35 of Todd Bodine. That was a good looking car. I did like that old Tabasco car. Dakota Henderson says on Kenny Wallace's YouTube show, Tony Stewart said the recent Hendrick penalties were because they cut some windshield screws. Thoughts? If that's the case, then that's really stupid. That's really stupid. But I say it's stupid until I see like why them cutting those window screws would be why they got an advantage or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I need to see why they got the advantage cutting the window screws, I guess, before I call it stupid. I can't wait to hear Rusty tomorrow. If he's still going to be there. Yeah. Rusty has improved greatly since working with radio. I know his first stab at TV, he wasn't great, but I think he's improved a lot, according to a lot of people, I should say. He never bothered me. I'm not super picky about the announcers, by the way. So, like, whenever I say something like that, I'm just going off general public perception. Even Danica doesn't even bother me that bad, and she's not good. But it just doesn't bother me because I'm usually just focused on the race cars, I guess. Riding with Wheels, I personally think since Petty is not in any decisions, he doesn't want his name ever tarnished. That's why he didn't keep his name on Legacy. That would be a fair pick. Riding with Wheels, 100%. I can see where you're coming from with that one. I can see his thought process there as well. Loved Marcus Ambrose, says T-Van. Yeah, me too. He was one of my favorites. I got one back there somewhere. You can't see it, but I think it's that one right there on the back row. I got the number 9, Marcus Ambrose, when he drove for Petty Motorsports. Budweiser Frogs, I missed the ads from the 90s. Yeah, Budweiser used to have the best ad campaigns in the world. You remember the one, hey, you're my dad, man, and I love you. You remember the I love you, man campaign, and then at the end of it, it'd be like, you're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny. So that was the one right before the Frogs. Then after the Frogs, it was the What's Up. So they had like some iconic. They had some iconic ones. They had the best advertising scheme in the world back in the day. Coors, the one I always remember from Coors, is when they walk in there and they all start singing John Denver, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. I think that was the best one I can remember from Coors. Richard Petty is the king. I don't think he would ever tarnish his name, says Joshua Jenkins. I mean, that's fair. He's got the credentials. The kids of Harvick and Logano, Busch, and other Cup drivers should compete with each other. I think they are at some level competing with, and also throw in there Larson and Cash Boyer. They're competing with each other as well. Jay Campbell, Josh Berry for Sixth Man of the Year. Yeah, no doubt about it. The Super Sub, the fill-in. SRX signed Casey Kane for a race at Berlin. Yeah, SRX is doing a great job right now. And I knew if ESPN took it seriously and promoted it, which it seems to be, SRX has a chance to push NASCAR in a few years. The stream from F1 has a contract with ESPN to show the live race, but the actual broadcast from the app is better. If not the same crew in the booth, NASCAR could have their Fox NBC stream on the app. That would be really cool. That would make the most sense if NASCAR just handled it themselves. But we'll have to see. NASCAR likes getting paid money to do nothing, so we'll have to see if NASCAR actually does that, in my opinion. I want Montoya to come back and run a road course. I do too. I want a lot of the old road course ringers to come back and run a road course, especially now that it's more like a sports car. Are you surprised Marty Reed isn't going to be in the booth for the SRX races? I'm actually shocked. Absolute Earth 2 legend, Marty Reed. Can't believe he was shafted. But sometimes you just got to live with it. The all-time greats don't always get the respect they deserve. on a serious note, I am pretty stoked that they got DW back in the booth. So that's going to be pretty cool for the SRX races. We'll get to hear Boogity 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 one more time, I believe. Stephen Emilio Jr. says if they took the foam blocks out from behind the bumpers, it would help out a lot. Quite possibly. I don't know. I would have to see the numbers on that, the impact numbers and stuff like that. So I don't know. I do know that the foam is more rigid than the previous foam. William Wagaman says, I don't think they even had foam before. To Leon's Automotive, if you go to NASCAR streaming services, you will never see a race again. They will charge you too much to watch NASCAR. Is greedy right now. I mean, that's probably a fair point as well. Are you going to watch the Indy race? Yeah, I'll probably hop off here in just probably a few minutes, and then I'll watch the Indy race as well because I got to watch something today. I also got to eat. I haven't eaten yet today. Let's see. In Earth 2, the tracks will be like BattleBot stage with spinning blades. Now we're getting somewhere at Speedway Anywhere. BattleBots is near and dear to my heart. That's where my Vance Granville Community College degree comes into play with mechatronics and electronics engineering. So yes, I do like the battle box aspect of it. And then each car gets like one weapon, right? So now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere on Earth 2. Like BJ McLeod, I'm imagining, is like a big hammer. Like he's just a big hammer. He's a big dude. You wouldn't ever want to get hit by BJ McLeod. So BJ McLeod would be boom. He's just dropping that hammer on you. So he would be a hammer bot. Let's see. Blades moving up and down. Fire coming out of the track and walls. Walls has to be those giant corkscrews. Try to Hail Melon that. Well, I think Ross Chastain would be one of those ones. Let's see. He would have to be the most aggressive bot you could be. Which would have to be one of those ones that's got like the spinning blade in the middle, and then it just wedges under you and destroys you. So Ross would be a spinning wedge blade. I realize a lot of people probably don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to move on to the next topic. But I like where you're going with that, Speedway Anywhere. Thoughts on Joey's job in the booth, says Jamie Schweitzer. Joey does a good job up there. I think he's great in the booth. Him and Brad Keselowski actually make a really good team. Off to the IndyCar races, says Mark Langren. Thanks for hanging out, Mark. Appreciate you. Carl Edwards at Trackhouse Shop this past week. I ain't muckraking for a return, but maybe it would be interesting. He said previously that he doesn't see himself coming back, but I think that was before Trackhouse did their deal. So hopefully we get to see Cousin Carl back. And seeing Cousin Carl in a Chevrolet, I think some people would have some things to say about that as well. Because that would make him drive all three. So if he could get a win in all three makes, that would sort of put him in Kurt Busch territory, right? So you talk about haircuts, Joey Logano, laugh out loud. I mean, Joey Logano's got good volume now, so I'm not going to hate on. I'm not going to hate on what they did with Joey Logano. His hair looks really good, in my opinion. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know. You would just think he's like a 20-year-old with a full head of hair, even though he's 30. Mark Langren, I love to see those. I love to see Carl Edwards back. I think a lot of people would. Carl Edwards, fan favorite, seems like a really good dude. He had like a 2 or 3 year span where he went kind of like dick mode, but then he brought it back and went back to nice guy Cousin Carl. So I think a lot of people would be super happy to see him back. Why do you not like Marty Reed, BB? I don't dislike Marty Reed at all. It's just everybody else actually talks about him. He's so terrible or whatever. I've never once had a problem with Marty Reed, to be totally honest. I loved him on the Truck Series back when he was doing that. Mark Langren, Korean Beef Barbecue Bowl. Hey, there you go. Now you're talking, dude. Robin Marks. Yeah, but I have no problem with Marty Reed. Just like I was saying, typically a lot of fans had a problem with Marty Reed. I couldn't tell you one thing Marty Reed did that was bad, to be honest. I'm old. Bring back the mullet in Canada. We called it hockey hair back in the day. Every hockey player had the mullet. Yeah, you got to keep your neck warm on the ice there. Noah would just puke on you, says Cody Anderson. Apparently he started drinking seltzers, and that's when the issue during the when the world shut down. He started drinking seltzers, and that's when the throw up issue started happening. My car on Earth 2 would have spike strip deployment, says Mark Barnum. There you go. I like that. Stephen Emilio Jr. IndyCar race other than NHRA. I like drag racing, but it was never my favorite deal. I need to go to one in person because everybody tells me if you go to a NHRA race in person, you'll always be a fan. I like drag racing. I was a big John Force fan, and then I was a big Cruz Pedregon fan. And I know I was just front running, but literally those were the only two dudes I knew, and that was because of like McDonald's Happy Meals. They had a Cruz Pedregon drag racing car. I was like, who's this dude? I'm gonna pull for him. And then I found out that he's like a direct rival to John Force. So I never was a huge NHRA drag racing fan, but I need to go to one. I need to go to a few events. Maybe that's the next vlogs. I go to different events that aren't NASCAR. So check those out if I ever finish any of the vlogs. Robin Marks, go Ross, go Buzz, saw Battle Blade Bot. I had kids, says Robin Marks. Hey, so there you go. The old Battle Bots. They're still going strong. It's a new version of it now. It's definitely good. I'm having honey garlic wings here. Honey garlic's good too, Bumblebee. I like those. Jamie Schweitzer says, I'm going to let you eat, and thanks for a great show, sir. Appreciate it, Jamie Schweitzer. Grosjean for the pool. Grosjean on the pool, first win today. Hey, there you go. We can all get behind old Romain Grosjean or Roman Grosjean. I called him Romain back in the day with Haas, just because Romain lettuce. I don't know. William Wagaman says, enjoy your food. BB and everyone else, I'm staying here on Fox and watching the No Hot Rod Association. So let's see. One wise guy, Carl, should try SRX at the very least. They could really reach out to him. Yeah, I think him and SRX would be a really cool deal. I hope Scott Dixon wins today, says Bumblebee. I hope Scott Dixon decides to race NASCAR one day. That'd be another guy I want to see in the Project 91 car. I'm big Scott Dixon fan. I can vouch for NHRA. In person is amazing, says Bumblebee. So yeah, that'll be the next one. I might go to a local drag strip and then go to an NHR race because I just want to get the full deal. Mark Langren, Barber is a neat track to drive, says Mark Langren. The Scene Vault podcast guys were at Road Atlanta, and they had a blast being on the track. It looked like Houston was in the car there turning laps, and Road Atlanta is my favorite road course, especially on Forza. Man, he looked like he had a blast. It looked like he had the same Road Atlanta experience I had. He said it's now his favorite track as well. So yeah, check out their Twitter. They got some good stuff on that one. On Earth 2, I'd have hair. I just realized that, says T-Van. Hey, there you go. It's always good on Earth 2. There's no doubt about it. This isn't the first time there was a rain out at Dover Speedway, right? Says Nerd Channel. Yeah, for sure. It's like at least every other year they get rained out. A whole lot of Monday races at Bristol, Dover, and Martinsville, in my opinion, or at least rain delays. One wise guy, Cruz is still out at the track. Yeah, he's in the commentating booth. I think is last time I saw him. My dad drag raced Plymouths in the '60s. Tons of trophies, says Robin Marks. Hey, that's what's up. Like I said, it's not anything that I dislike. It's just as far as stuff I watched on TV, it was always lower on the totem pole. Once I started playing Forza, I got really into like the Speed Vision and Australian V8 supercars. So I went from NASCAR to road courses, being my two main deals there. Well, maybe people don't like Marty Reed because he called Sam Hornish Ron Hornish. Ron Hornish and would say Carl Edwards Jr. Hey, Carl's Jr. I like it. Or the time he didn't know Andy Petrie's name in the booth. Hey, stuff happens. I'm not going to hate on him for that. But he never bothered me. I never understood. Like he's got like a vehement hate club against him, and I never understood it, to be totally honest with you. He wasn't that bad in my opinion. I can't really think of anybody that was just like super terrible off the top of my head that I was like, God, why is this dude on TV? I never had that experience. There's still time for rain tires at Dover. LOL. Yeah, just slideways. It'd be like a NASCAR wants a dirt track race. There you go. They just slide them until the tires pop. William Wagaman says, I know this is not the first time Dover was rained out. NASCAR. We'll find a right date for this yet. Mark Langren. Road America or Road Atlanta Turn 2 is blind. Is in Forza. Yeah, it's definitely blind in Forza too, as well. Because that was always my fun thing. Like you just knew you were coming over that turn, and you just pointed the car the direction you knew you needed to go. And in Forza, you would actually do a little jump, so you would lose traction and then hit down and then be rolling. So it teaches you trust in the car and trust in your line, even though it's blind. Big Hat Byron, is Dover rained out or is it still happening? It's going to happen on Monday. It's been rained out. I hope Racing Electronics will still honor their rentals since the track's closed. I couldn't secure a voucher. Their policy says otherwise. Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to get in touch with them. I'm sure that they will find a way to get you a voucher, especially if you can prove you paid for it. If you did it by credit card is what I'm getting at there. If you've got it by credit card, you should be able to either get the refund or the voucher. So that should be something they would take care of. Tony Pedregon is in their booth. Yeah, for sure. Dover would be a hot ticket as a night race in the middle of the summer. Yeah, I think that, and it would be super hot too. I think one of the reasons they moved it is it was so hot. Because I remember the last time Kyle Petty won a race there, it was so hot that he couldn't even hardly get out of his car. He had to get oxygen and all kinds of other stuff. It was Kyle Petty's last race, is what I meant there. Last race win. Dover would be, Mark Barnum says rained out. Will there be a live show tomorrow or Tuesday? I don't know if I'll be able, I don't know if I can do a live show from there. We'll try to figure it out. If I can do a live show tomorrow, I will do it. But there'll definitely be one Tuesday, for sure. Crew still races. What time and network is IRL on? Their site is mentally ill. NBC is where the IndyCar races are normally at. And Mark Barnes says NBC, and it is on now. OJ and Toothpaste, do you think Rick Hendrick was a little upset when Alex called him and said, "Hey, boss, I'll be out a few weeks"? I bet Ally wasn't happy about it, says OJ and Toothpaste. See, that's the one thing I think might be a little bit tricky there, because Ally was actually sponsoring him for the dirt races. So I don't think Ally is actually going to be super mad about it. And I don't know that Rick Hendrick, he's obviously not going to be happy about it. I don't think he'll be mad about it, though, because he's been in the game long enough. He realized that stuff like this just happens. Unfortunately for them, it's happened to them twice this year. They've had sort of injuries to drivers. But at the end of the day, they got a super sub in Josh Berry. So they'll keep the car. He'll keep the car in the owner's points up there pretty high. So at the end of the day, it could be a lot worse. And I don't think anybody will be mad. It's just one of those deals where you're sort of bummed out because stuff happens, as they say. There is a rock to use for a reference. Big, not boulder, for the reference, says Mark Langren. So there you go. And with that one, I am gonna peace out, and I might do another one later. I don't know if you guys want one later and all that, but yeah, we might try one later. But yeah, this is gonna be all for this one. I gotta go eat and get some stuff done. But yeah, there'll definitely be one on Tuesday, and good luck to your driver on Monday. Peace.